Ghastly, born from gases. Anyone would faint if engulfed by its gaseous body, which contains poison. That's the Pokedex entry for today's date on my Pokemon of the Day calendar. Also, if you're listening to this on an audio-only feed, I'd encourage you to switch over to YouTube, because for the first time ever, I've put together a video version of the episode, consisting of my efforts to draw Ghastly in MS Paint. I'm not the world's greatest artist, but I figured I'd give it a try now that my MS Paint arts of the Pokemon I discuss are starting to look passable. Definitely not great, but maybe interesting. So let's dive right in with Ghastly. Ghost Pokemon always have the best Pokedex entries. Here are a few fun ones for this little ball of gas. Yellow version, said to appear in decrepit, deserted buildings. It has no real shape, as it appears to be made of gas. Stadium, made of a thin gas-like substance that induces fainting if you get enshrouded in it. Will not appear if it is very windy. Gold version, with its gas-like body, it can sneak into any place it desires. However, it can be blown away by wind. Silver version, its thin body is made of gas. It can envelop an opponent of any size and cause suffocation. Crystal version. It wraps its opponent in its gas-like body, slowly weakening its prey by poisoning it through the skin. Fire red version. A being that exists as a thin gas. It can topple an Indian elephant by enveloping the prey in 2 seconds. Also, I believe that one is translated from the original Japanese red version. Now we'll jump all the way to Gen 7 with Sun version. Should a strange light be seen flickering in an abandoned building, Ghastly is lurking there. Moon version, although Ghastly is barely visible, when it's near, a faint sweet smell lingers. And finally, Ultra Sun. It's said that gas emanating from a graveyard was possessed by the grievances of the deceased and thus became a Pokemon. Not a fan of Gen 7 in general, but those are some pretty good Gen 7 Pokedex entries. The other entries are all about how Ghastly is made of gas, can be blown away, and can poison people through their skin. Fun and creepy. Ghastly is the first Ghost-type Pokemon in the Pokedex. It's pretty weird that there are Ghost-type Pokemon, right? Are they dead Pokemon? Are they dead people? Are they alive and just happen to be gaseous and hang around graveyards? This has been my Type 5 on Ghost-type Pokemon. Actually, this podcast is basically my version of a stand-up's Type 5, so I really shouldn't poke fun. Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar are great designs. Ghastly is basically a Digimon, just a ball with some basic details. Then Haunter is a purple ghost, and Gengar is a dark purple fat ghost. But it's really frustrating that you can only get Gengar through trade. This means if I'm playing Pokemon solo, I basically can't have Ghastly on my main team. In the Platinum version, I even traded for an NPC's Haunter, and it was holding an item that prevented evolution. Whoever decided that that Haunter should be holding an Everstone is officially dead to me. Middle fingers, you know what you did. For some reason, I had in the back of my mind that Ghastly had a cool or at least memorable Pokemon card. Let's see what he can do. Attack 1 is Sleeping Gas for 1 Psychic. Flip a coin if heads, the defending Pokemon is now asleep. Attack 2 is Destiny Bond. Discard, it's 1 and a Psychic. Discard 1 Psychic Energy card attached to Ghastly in order to use this attack. If a Pokemon knocks out Ghastly during your opponent's next turn, knock out that Pokemon. Destiny Bond seems like a decent enough attack, but upon further reflection, I think Haunter's Hypnosis and Dream Eater were more iconic. I don't know where the power curve is these days, but Haunter being able to put a Pokemon to sleep the turn it comes out and then do 50 damage with Dream Eater the next turn is pretty cool. Dream Eater is one of those moves that I saw the first time in the card game and then didn't see it in the actual video game until much later. Agatha tried to use it in the Elite Four fights, but the Pokeflute makes any attack that puts Pokemon to sleep pretty useless against a player in Gen 1. It wasn't until I trained a Ghastly myself that I learned that eating dreams actually healed the Pokemon using it. Such a cool idea for a move. Well, that's about all I've got for you today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And if you watched the video version of the show on YouTube, please let me know if you liked what I did so I can figure out if I want to do it again in the future. Until next time, don't forget that you are the very best, like no one ever was.